Man Hero Grinders. Links in the description below. Do your badges fast, easy, safe, on time. No worries, no troubles, no scamming. Hit them up, links below. Today I got the greatest defensive tutorial for you guys today against the ISO meta. We are here to stop the meta. Make sure you guys are in positive vibes watching this video full out. This is the perfect video on how to shade for your teammates while they are guarding ISO defense. It is very important to know when you are shading, you have to make sure you are covering certain zones. And when you are covering these zones, what this is going to do is ultimately help you help your teammate, okay? And guard your man at the same time. So you see he stroked that first shot, created some space, got open, knocked it down. This was a comp game. They was just playing in a natural meta. Now the meta can be stopped, people. Look at this. That was just IRL off ball movement right to the midi. Okay, you see these guys are going to do the same setup. So when you know that they're doing the same setup, you have to realize there's going to be the same things happening, the same patterns, the same plays. Now I'm going to slow down what you guys need to pay attention to, what's important, how to be a helper, how to stop the meta. It takes a team when you want to stop the meta and force people to play in a real life basketball, okay, type of setting. Now you see right here how I'm shading, and it is forcing him to not come to the side and not to take any shots to this side. Now he does a spin shot right to the middle. Now right here is a light example of it. You see how I'm not just hugging him in the corner like the other guy in the pink. I'm kind of moving around and making sure I'm moving on defense to scare this guy, to make him think there will be a double contest maybe. That's what you're supposed to do, bait. You see how the guy in the pink is just ball watching. And it's important not to do this because you can stay more in rhythm. You can still be moving in case you need the help in certain plays. And you see how right here, this is just a bad shot on this guy. He's going to miss right here. And now I'm in position to get the board. You see, because I'm moving. These guys are just standing in the corner. So it's all about that IQ, that awareness of knowing how to play, how to move people is very deep. Right here, you see he gets that ball stripper right there. I just made the video about why unstrippable is needed, okay? These guys will pick and pluck you. This is my lockdown build, guys, on screen, the 6-7 lockdown build, okay? And I just added unstrippable to him, so make sure you put that on. Now I switched here for the ISO. I didn't even really want to switch. He comes right here and gets this fade, so you guys can see he gets that, he's fast with that to go and get that fade shot. Use that, what's it called, chef badge, and go right there and get that fade off, rip, easy. So right now, we're not playing in an organized defense right now because you see they're getting those certain peaks off, they're getting those fades off. But what I want to show you how to stop those fades, because sometimes people think, okay, if it's on an ISO, he's going to automatically get that fade. No, not necessarily. It depends on how you're baiting him. Now, we're going back to the regular defense. You see he's going to switch back onto his man, and where's OG on the right side, reaching right here. Now he has to go back to the left, and you see he passes the ball to the corner. Now this shot right here, he misses. Luckily he was deep, but let's watch it back. Now watch here. You see, this is the main guard. It's all about him. But you see how I come over here and I reach and I close this off. I close this right side off. I come up right there on that elbow. Now it forces him to go to the left, right? And you see how I can still cover my man and cut it off because I can still reach there and get an interceptor. So he has to watch how he passes that ball through to the corners. Now, right here, the guy in the white shouldn't have went to that corner. He should stay home to his man. This is the importance of discipline and staying home. Trusting your teammates is very important on defense. You don't even have to speak. As long as you know this discipline and understand this discipline, learn when to switch, learn when your teammate has gotten beaten, and you go and help him and then he helps the helper. That's just natural right there. That's natural. Look at this move. The lock is just too shifty. Hop step to the layup. Right here, here's a great example of shading. People ask, what is shading, OG? I'm showing you here on screen. Look at this again. I'm going to leave the corner, come up a little bit, play right here and zone this out. Come over here. He makes the quick pass and I go over there and contest very fast. Look at the power of shading. Please pay attention. Look at the screen. Pay attention to what is going on. Watch how it's more of a distraction and more of a hassle for him that another player is doing that. He already has one guy guarding him. Now he has another player helping and baiting a little bit. Think about it. He's not alone. And then that gives the guy who's guarding the ball handler more confidence because he's not alone there. But I want to show you something, people, that they didn't do with me. the difference between when you have good shading helping. Look at this, I'm stopping the shot. He would have got that 3 if I wasn't there. And then I still go to mines and contest because I have the lock build. Perfect bait right there. Good shot contest. You see it right there pop up. Please do not skip these slowdowns. Now watch this when I am alone and both of my teammates don't understand this shading mentality. There's nothing wrong with that, but they don't understand it. They're deep into the corners instead of coming up and zoning. Now he just has a free, he's going to that and he's shooting that comfortably because he sees there's nobody else there to contest, or at least a shade to make him scared. Do you see this, fellas? Anyone who plays with me must understand this. You don't have to be deep into the corners. You can still zone it out and pick it if you have interceptor on. You can come up out of those corners and make a little bit more pressure on the ball handler to make a more precise shot. When there's nobody there, there's no coverage there, there's no extra help there, he gets to do that. Yeah, I can clamp it up here and there and I can clamp it up, but it's more better when you have your teammates there zoning, baiting, shading with you as a team, as a unit. Understand this. Now right here, here's a more better play of where you can see the team is actually shading and baiting properly. Look at this. And you see how we get the block? Perfect play. Perfect play by the team right here. Very perfect play. And that's how you're always supposed to keep the defense. When they start coming and setting screens, you got to start correlating the switches. Who's getting hit by the screen? You got to realize and analyze who's getting hit right now by the screen. Okay, it's his man, so let me pick it up. You know, people have to understand this, but if you go into the game, you don't know who your man is. You're not paying attention to when your man is actually setting a screen, when your man is rapping. You guys got to understand this stuff, and if you see somebody's lacking, you got to be able to pick it up for him. Look at this. The defense is starting to force them to crumble now. This is how important shading is. Helping slow down the guard, helping him pass that ball up and not get into his rhythm and get hot and get takeover. Look how I'm back up here shading again. We're making sure we're covering this left side. Now he's starting to go to the right side. Look, he can't come to this left side. Perfect shade, people. Look at this. Right back to the corner. Right back to the corner with the contest. Do you see it? So when you hear people say the meta can't be stopped, no, it's the team that you're playing with. It's the players not wanting to shade and help because people are truly lazy on defense. I don't know how this is like a real thing when you have a controller and it just takes for you to use your mind to read animations and see what the guard is doing, how he's playing, read his play style. Nobody wants to take the time to do this. They want badges to just work naturally and activate on its own without them putting in the work, understanding that there's different stats, there's different attributes that you're going up against. Nobody wants to take the time to learn this stuff. Look at the shading, people. Do you see how the extra help there? Because these corner sitters that just believe in the meta are not playing real life basketball. It's easy. They're not moving there. So you can have time to bait if you're smart and you know how to do it properly. Help your teammate out off of that ISO. Now right here, I want to show you how it's not going to be perfect every time. And sometimes you got to get on it. Right here, I shaded, but I reached. That was bad. Luckily he missed, and that's good. We're going to calculate off of that, but look at that shot. Ultimately though, you see how sometimes you can mess up on the shade, sometimes you don't want to reach, you just want to keep shading. Shading is good. That's all you have to do sometimes. The guard is going to mess up himself by making a pass or just wasting the shot clock trying to get an ISO off. Look at this. He keeps trying, reset. That was a dead play. You see it's a dead play. Look, he has nothing. You see how the shade is helping the teammate, right? This is what you have to do for your teammates. Whenever you see somebody starting to ISO against them or they start to do the meta, screens, anything, you have to shade. Even when a person is fighting through screens, I'm going to make a video on that. But even with that, I'm going to go to the stage. That'll be better because then people will see how shading on the screens and the stage against the meta, how it works, how it helps your teammates, how it can help you win games, pull off W's against these guys just cheesing. Not even playing in a real style. It's just the same thing, but people are not wanting to up their defensive awareness. Once you up that, then you're going to learn how to stop it. But you can't think you can stop it by yourself. You can be a good prime supreme defender and guarding the ISO really, really good. But the goal is to get them to do that. You see how they can just get the 2 right there? We stop his meta. We stop him from doing that ISO to try to just get the easy peek. And now they're patching certain things in the game, so it's the best time to learn defense against the meta. Look at this little guy in the paint. I told y'all they were going to start patching stuff to walk back. They were going to start patching things, slowing things down. People don't want to listen. And more is to come. This is only the second season. Look at this. Meta is stopped again. Shading this perfectly. You see now their offense is scrambled. Very scrambled. Look at this. He's still going for the meta. He could have catch and shot. Like, that was a catch and shoot. Do y'all see what I'm saying? How they're so sucked into just, I gotta put the ball down and dribble again. There's no discipline there. So if you're disciplined on defense, you're gonna stop these guys all the time. Look at this. Look at the shade in here. I'm cutting off that peak. He has to pass it. If you slow it down and watch these clips and watch how I'm moving, and look at this, come over and make that contest right there. Easy. Intimidator pops up. Slow it down. Look at it. Like, I'm really giving y'all the defensive gems here. Show this to your teammates. I don't even ask y'all to share videos, but this is something y'all need to share to every player you play with. Every person that struggles on defense needs to watch this, needs to understand this, how to do this. Once you start helping your teammates, they're going to get more confident to guard the ISO, to not just let him go by, to try to clamp it up, to use his mind to say, you know what, let me try to clamp it up because he's giving me that help there. You see when I'm shading over on that left side, all he has to do is focus on guarding that middle and chasing him when he goes to the right. Vice versa when it's the opposite side. And people just have to learn that mentally. Easy. Look at this. It's clamped up now. They have nothing. Now they swinging around. Look, it's starting to look like some real life basketball. Look, they wrapping around a little bit. Look, oh, he's shooting a fast peak, but that's not their play style. So it's not working. Look how they stopped playing. They don't even want to play no more. That's not their play style. That's the goal. That's the goal to be a good defender. You don't want them to play in that play style that they're comfortable with. Part 2, we're going to come back with some more gems. Make sure y'all stay in good vibes.